Hello, my name is Naomi Peña. I'm a parent leader in School District 1, and I am a proud member of Press NYC. I am here because I have decided to boycott the PEP this month, and in response, I have joined the People's PEP. Why am I doing this? Is because I am tired. I am tired of joining the PEP meetings to A, be limited to what I can say with time limits, B, feel like I'm speaking into a vacuum where no one listens. And the 1 month that we did have a significant amount of outreach in that families mobilized and students mobilized to tell PEP members in August that the reopening wasn't safe, and it stood to 3 o'clock in the morning. The response the following month was to limit the time that CEC members had to speak. I understand that you want to give an opportunity for the public, but I think doing that is more of a response to me that tells me that you're more concerned with the time that you spend on the screen at home than to actually listen to the concerns that we have. The concerns are many. The concerns run the gamut from finally tackling desegregating our schools, tackling the screens emissions that happen across the city that intentionally are built that way so they can intentionally screen out our many students of color. The countless amounts of issues we have on special education, the fact that we have remote learning, and my son's does not have a special education teacher in his classroom with him as it's mandated by law. The fact that we have community schools that apparently have now been under attack because, quote unquote, they don't reap any results. But yet no one is talking about how these community schools are actually more prepared for the pandemic than traditional schools are, because they are providing wraparound services. So for those families that need it, they are given access to food, access to wash their clothes, access to supports, CBO supports throughout the district. And finally, but not least, I think one of the many things that I wish we can tackle has been metal detectors in our schools. Apparently, there's of knowledge that our children should be primed and groomed to the school's prison pipeline by letting them walk into schools with metal detectors, where school safety officers often treat you like a prisoner. And if you've ever been to Rikers, which I have to visit, you will learn that you are treated like a sack of shit. And it's unfortunate that our children are going into a school space to learn and are treated like prisoners. I think if we think about the symbolism of that, particularly for one campus, the Martin Luther King campus is named after someone who was revolutionary and was a symbol of the civil rights era, but yet we've slapped on metal detectors into that school, which I think is an insult to the memory of Martin Luther King, because he would have never allowed to have metal detectors in a school where it bared his name. I think the PEP members have an obligation. You have an obligation to listen to the public. You have an obligation to hear what we have to say. And you have an obligation to address what we are saying. For far too long, the PEP has been a pseudo rubber stamp for the mayor. You often fall in line for what the mayor wants, but you never fall in line for what the public wants. And the accountability is large. The accountability is to 1.1 million kids and their families. And I know in a city that's very opinionated, in a city where you can never make people happy, the overwhelmingly amount of families in this city want what's right for their children. And what's right with their children is to finally start addressing the inequities that exist in our city, and for someone to finally stand up, have a backbone, and do something about it. And there is no time like the present to tackle on these issues, to address them, to create some plans, and to finally do what no one else has wanted to do, but to do what's right. And for that, I demand that people start stepping up to the plate, people start voicing their concerns, regardless of the repercussions that it may lay. Thank you.